As a young person, how would you get started in real estate? How would you grow your network? I was asked this question via a DM on Instagram. Yes, I will answer you. The question is, as a beginner, how do I find mentors in real estate and leaders in the community, and how do I get involved with them? Before we go through the list of how to find them, I want to set this up. I wanted you to have a basic understanding. As you get into a mentor relationship, a coaching relationship, as you're looking to mastermind, give before you get. You must give before you get. And what I mean by that is be willing to give something to these people in order to ask for something in return. And always give before you ask. And when you don't know what they need, you need to go do research on them. You need to ask them. How I did it was I would go find investors, builders, and developers. And I would say, what is your buy box? And they sometimes didn't know what I was talking about. And I would say, what would you buy? How would you buy it? And once I understood that, I would then bring them deals that would make them money. In exchange for bringing the deals and making them money, I would say, can you explain to me your process? Can you show me the budget? Can you point out to me the pitfalls in this land development project? That's what I mean. Give before you get. Now, the number one thing that you need to do is you need to leverage your network. Here's what's really cute. A lot of young people say, but Anton, I don't have a network. Yes, you do. Everyone has a network because you have a cell phone. So here's what you're going to do. Your network is everyone in your cell phone, everyone in your email account, and everyone on your social media. And the fourth person in your network, or the fourth layer to your network, is all of your parents and your brothers and sisters' phone numbers, email account, and everyone on their socials. Because the secret in wealth, the secret in growing a network is not a first level connection. It's a second level connection. It's a third level connection and a fourth level connection. Earlier this morning, as we are recording this, I met with a young man. He got to me because he knew my neighbors. So when I bought my first home, I love those neighbors, the Oliverias. He was friends with their friend's son. They gave him my cell phone number. He texted me 6 times. Why? I'm busy. The first time I don't generally respond. I want to see if you're going to reach out multiple times. After the 6th time, I agreed to meet with him. Why? He showed persistence, tenacity, and he kept asking. Number 2, he was friends with people I absolutely love. This is how this works, is you're going to leverage your network and your social media. Open up your phone, send people text messages, send them emails, send them DMs, ask to get in front of them, and then come prepared with a list of questions. This young man showed up with a list of questions that he wanted to ask. How did you get started? What would you recommend? What would you do in this situation? What do you do when you don't have capital? All really good questions. We spent an hour and a half together. And he goes, man, I didn't expect this much time. I said, well, you knew a family that I love, so I'm happy to spend the time with you. So number 1, leverage your network. Number 2, leverage social media. Number 3, enroll in coaching and mastermind groups. Sometimes you got to pay to play. One thing I did early on in my career was I would go to every mastermind, free or paid, that I could find. I would get involved in every coaching program I could find. I was talking with this young man and he said, how many coaching programs are you in right now? And I said, right now I'm in 3. I'm always in 1, and if I get in more than 3, it's a problem, and I gotta divorce one of them. I gotta get rid of one of them. You can only be in so many. He said, what are you in right now? I was like, I'm in a wealth building and wealth, business, tax advantage, coaching and mastermind. I am in a fitness mastermind that's about eating right, lifting weights, being on your schedule, and hitting your goals with an awesome community and tribe. And then I'm also in a real estate investment one that is just specifically about syndications and raising capital with other people. Number 4 on the list is you can join professional organizations or go to community events. The community events one is free, and some of the professional organizations are free and some of them are paid. But if you want to get really involved in real estate or you want to get really into investing, you need to become a part of your local investor meetup groups, your local zoning, the local planning, the food bank. Now, why would I say the food bank? Lots of businesses donate to the food bank. The food bank knows everything about the community. What's another good one? The bankers. Go to where the bankers are hanging out. They have the money. Join the local Master Builders Association. Those guys and gals are going to be building homes. And number 5 on the list is you need to find internships or volunteer opportunities. I'm sure there's a local business that you could go intern for, a charity, a nonprofit, someone that you could volunteer for. The young man I was speaking to earlier today said, "What would you do?" I said, "It wouldn't matter. I would move coffee around someone's office if I could ask them questions." You see, the knowledge is worth so much more than your time when you're young. Because when you're young, you have a bunch of time that I don't want you to squander. And so you can invest the time when you don't have the skill. A secret to doing this that you have to understand is you must show up with a growth mindset. You must show up with that humble, hungry, hustle mentality where you believe, 1, I can make it happen. 2, I don't know anything and I'm willing to learn it. And then 3, I will take the action steps necessary in order to make it happen, even if I don't know how. What happens in a lot of times when you're just learning is people get paralyzed in analysis paralysis and the fear of the unknown. You have to take the action. You must show that you are consistent, persistent, tenacious. One of the qualities that I find massively missing in younger people today is they are not willing to take the action if it's imperfect. I need you to take perfectly imperfect, consistent action on a regular basis. That imperfect action is going to put you ahead of 99% of the competition out there because they're not willing to do it. You need to have a positive attitude. You need to be curious about what's happening. Have a genuine curiosity. The power of your questions will determine the power of the answers. Get good at asking amazing questions if you want to grow your network to the highest level. If you have a genuine curiosity about people, you will learn so much and grow your network so much faster than other people. These 3 words, tell me more, is the 3 most powerful words you need to know. Can you give me an example of that? How would that work in real life? How would that work for a young person? How do I do that without money? Tell me more about that. Can you explain that? Keep going deeper until you have an understanding. Lastly, attack this whole thing with a confident attitude. Confidence is perceived as competence. If you look and act confident, they will believe you are brilliant. And if you are giving something to them and you show up with that smile on your face and that humble, hungry, hustle, positive attitude, you will go extremely far with networking. As that young man walked into my office, my phone was ringing and I put it on speaker and I looked over and I go, shh. We were having a multi-million-dollar conversation with the number 1 land use attorney in the state and one of the largest developers in the area. And they were asking me questions about tactics that agents do in relation to trying to stop a land development project because they possibly had a second buyer or they were just getting impatient and wanted to get paid now. And so they're throwing up these flares and throwing grenades, and they were using a notice in order to be able to do this. That's the type of conversations you get to have when you grow your network. How did I get that individual? By giving to them. And so when they call and need something, because he's helped me so much in my career, I immediately almost always answer the phone. And if I can't, I try to reach for the phone and say, I will call you right back, sir. I'm in a meeting. These are some of the top tips that have helped me make millions and millions of dollars in my network. Please drop any questions below, share this with another young individual who needs to know this, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this.